Hi, good morning students. How are you? I hope all are fine at home. Okay, today in this class we can discuss about the multiplication of integers. Multiplication of integers. Let us now learn how to multiply integers. Okay, the first case, multiplication of positive and negative integer. You already familiar with the positive integer multiplication. Okay, 5 into 2, both of them are positive integers. We can simply multiply these numbers. 5 into 2, the answer is 10. Okay, the second case, 5 into minus 2 is an example for positive and negative integer, because 5 is a positive integer, minus 2 is a negative integer. Okay, how can multiply 5 into minus 2? It's that rule. Multiplying a positive integer and a negative integer, we multiply them as whole numbers and put a minus sign before the product. It means we simply multiply these two numbers or two integers. 5 into 2. What's the answer? 5 into 2. The answer is 10, and put a minus sign before the product. We get minus 10. Okay, the next case, minus 5 into 2. Minus 5 is a negative integer, 2 is a positive integer. Then how can multiply? In the same manner, 5 into 2 is 10, and put the negative sign before the product. We get minus 10. The next example, 3 into minus 4. 3 positive and minus 4 is a negative. We simply multiply 3 into 4, 12, and put the sign of negative before the product. We get minus 12. In this way, we can find out any multiplication of positive and negative integer. The next example, minus 3 into 4, minus 3 negative, 4 is positive, 3 into 4, 12, and put a negative sign before the product. It's that rule. Okay, multiplying a positive and a negative integer, we multiply them as a whole number. Whole number means normal numbers, or from 0 to 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. We simply multiply their numbers and put a minus sign before the product. You got it? I will give you one more example for that. Okay, these are examples. 6 into minus 10. 6 is a positive and 10 is a negative. Then how can multiply? We multiplying these numbers as a whole number and put a negative sign. 6 into 10, 60, and put a negative sign before the product. We get minus 60. In that way, we can simply multiply minus 6 into 10. Minus 6 is a negative, 10 is a positive. 6 into 10, 60, and this first one is negative and second one is positive. We put a negative sign before the product. We get minus 60. And the next example, 12 into minus 12. 12 is positive, minus 12 is negative. We simply multiply 12 into 12, 144, and put a sign negative. In that way, minus 12 into 12, 12 into 12, 144, and the first case has negative integer and second one is positive. We put a negative sign before the product. In general, for any two positive integers a and b, consider a into minus b. It means 6 into minus 10 is equal to minus a into b. Minus 6 into 10. It means we get 6 into minus 10 is minus 60. Minus 6 into 10 is also minus 60. It means both of them are equal. A into minus b is equal to minus a into b. We simply multiply as a whole number a into b and put a negative sign before the product. Okay, in this slide we discussed about multiplication of positive and negative integer. How can multiply? We multiply as a whole number and put a negative sign before the product. Understood? Okay, the next case is multiplication of two negative integer. In the previous slide, we discussed about multiplication of positive and negative. In this slide, we discussed about multiplication of two negative integers. Both of them are negative. How can multiply? The first case, minus 3 into minus 2. Both of them are negative integers. Then how can multiply? It's the rule that the product of two negative integers is a positive integer. It means we simply multiply this number 3 into 2, 6, and it become a positive integer. We multiply the negative integers as a whole number. It means 3 into 2, 6, and put this positive sign before the product. It means plus 6 or 6. 6 means a plus 6 or positive 6. Okay, the next case, minus 6 into minus 6. Both of them are negative integers. Then how can multiply? We multiply as a whole numbers. We multiply the negative integers as a whole number. 6 into 6, 36, and put the positive sign before the product. We get 36, positive 36. And the third case, minus 10 into minus 12. Both of them are negative. Then how can multiply? Multiply as a whole numbers. 10 into 12, 120, and put a positive sign. Okay. The next one is minus 8 into minus 4. 8 into 4, 32, and put a positive sign. Don't forget about it. If integers both of them are negative, we put a positive sign. If one integer is negative and another one is positive, we put a negative sign. And I give you one more example. Minus 5 into minus 6, both of them are negative. We simply multiplied 5 into 6, 30, and put a positive sign because both of them are negative. And the next case, minus 6 into minus 5. 6 into 5, 30, and put a positive sign, 30. 30 means a positive 30. And this third case, minus 4 into minus 5, 4 into 5, 20. Minus 5 into minus 4, 5 into 4 as 20. In general, for any two positive integers a and b. Okay, consider any two positive integers a and b. Minus a into minus b. It means minus 5 into minus 6. Or minus b into minus a, minus 6 into minus 5. In reverse order, we get the same answer. It means minus 5 into minus 6, 30. Minus 6 into minus 5, it become 30. We simply multiply as a whole number and put a positive sign. In the case of two integers are negative, we put a positive sign. Okay, dear students, in this class, we discussed about two things. First one is multiplication of positive and negative. How can multiply? We simply multiply that as a whole number and put a negative sign. But in the case of both of them are negative, we simply multiplying as a whole number and put a positive sign. Then the next topic is product of 3 or more negative integers. We already learned about product of 2 integers. First case is product of positive and negative integer, and second one is product of both of them are negative integer. Okay, you can see that minus 4 into 3, negative and positive. Then how can multiply? You already learned about it. 4 into 3 as 12 and put a negative sign. We get minus 12. In the case of both of them are negative integers, minus 4 minus 3. How can multiply? 4 into 3, 12, and put a positive sign. Okay, the next case, 3 negative integers, minus 4 into minus 3 into minus 2. These three numbers are negative integers. Then how can multiply? The first case, minus 4 into minus 3. We can simply multiply minus 4 into minus 3. Both of them are negative. 4 into 3, 12, and put a positive sign, 12. Into minus 2, 12 into minus 2, positive into negative, 12 into 2, 24, and put a negative sign. The next one is minus 4 into minus 3 into minus 2 into minus 1. 4 negative integers. Minus 4 into minus 3, 12, because both of them are negative. We get the answer 12. And the next two ones are minus 2 into minus 1, 2, because minus 2 minus 1 are negative. We get 2. 12 into 2, 24. In the last case, minus 6 into minus 2 into minus 4 into minus 3 into minus 5. 5 negative integers. Then consider the first two integers, minus 6 into minus 2, 12, because both of them are negative. And the next two, minus 4 into minus 3, minus 4 into minus 3, 4 into 3, 12, and put a positive sign. And the last one is minus 5. 12 into 12, 144. 144 into minus 5, positive and negative, we get minus 720. Okay, what is the speciality of these questions? If you have any idea, what is that? Okay, in the first case, the number of negative integer is 1. Then the answer is a negative. Then the second case, the number of negative integer is 2. The answer is positive. And the third case, the number of negative integer is 3 and it's negative. And also the number of negative integer is 4. The answer is positive. What's the speciality of this? And the last one, number of negative integer is 5. The answer is negative. It means the number of negative integer is odd. The first case 1 is an odd. Then we get the answer as minus. Then the second case, the number of negative integer is 2. Minus 4, minus 3. Two numbers are negative. Then we get the positive. And also the third one, the number of negative integer is 3. We get negative. And number of negative integer is 4. We get positive. It means if the number of negative integer is odd, first one is 1 and third one is 3 and last one is 5. In these three cases, we get the negative answers. You can see that the first one is minus 12 and third one is minus 24 and the fifth one is minus 720. It means if the number of negative integers in a product is even. The second case, if the number of negative integer in a product is even. The second case, minus 4, minus 3. Two case, 2 is an even number. We get a positive. And the fourth case, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. 4 negative integer, we get a even answer or even number. And if the number of negative integer in a product is odd, it means the first case, the 1 is odd, 3 is odd, 5 is odd. The number of negative integer in a product is odd, then the product is a negative integer. You got it? It means if the number of negative integer is odd, the first case number of negative integer is 1, we get a negative answer. The number of negative integer in the second case 2, we get the positive answer. The number of negative integer in the case of 3, we get a negative answer. It means if the number of negative integer is odd, we get a negative, and number of negative integer is even, we get a positive answer. Okay, these are some exercise. The product of minus 9, minus 5, minus 6, minus 3. These are multiplication minus 9 into minus 5 into minus 6 into minus 3 is a positive, whereas the product of minus 9, minus 5, 6 into minus 3 is a negative way. What is the reason for that? Because the first case, minus 9, minus 5, minus 6, minus 3. How many negative integers? 4 negative integers. It means 4 is an even or odd? 4 is an even. It means the answer is a positive. If the number of negative integer in a product is even, then the product is a positive. And the second case, minus 9, minus 5, 6 into minus 3. How many negative integers? 3 negative integers. Minus 9, minus 5, minus 3. 3 negative integers. We get a negative answer. If the number of negative in a product is odd, then the product is a negative integer. The next one, what will be the sign of the product if we multiplying together? These are some statements. First one is 8 negative integers and 3 positive integers. What will be the answer? 8 negative integer and 3 positive integer. We only concentrate the negative integers. How many negative integers? 8 negative integers. 8 is even or odd? 8 is even. Then we get a positive answer. The same way, 5 negative integers and 4 positive integers. How many negative integers? 5. Then 5 is even or odd? Odd. We get a negative answer. Minus 1. 12 times. Minus 1 means negative. It's only negative 12 times. 12 is positive or negative? 12 is odd or even? 12 is even. Then we get the answer as positive. And the last one, minus 1 2m times. M is a natural number. It means, natural number means it start from 1, 2, 3, etc. If we multiply with 2, if we multiply with any number with 2, we get a even number. 2 into 1, 2. 2 into 2, 4. 2 into 3, 6. It means if we multiplying with the natural number with 2, we get the even number. Even number means the answer is positive. Okay. Okay, dear students, in this class we discussed about multiplication of integers, positive or negative. One thing, if the number of negative integer is odd, the answer become a negative, and the number of negative integer is even, the answer become positive. And if you have any doubt, please contact me personal. Thank you.